That record.
It's all good.
Cool.
Welcome to Grue, and thank you so much
Hi.
for being my guest.
Yeah, of course. Nice to meet you again.
Yeah. Um, the first question I'm going to start out with is basically like, what inspired you to want to write and make this amazing horror film?
Oh,
Horror.
awesome. Yeah, yeah. Uh, the inspiration is very much my two older sisters. They're the people that got me into watching horror movies when I was a little kid. Um, I watched, I watched movies when I was way too young for them, probably. Like The Exorcist, I was probably 8. I think Texas Chainsaw is one of the earliest memories I have of watching a movie. But when I watched it with them, they were never trying to scare me. They were always very much like, oh, this is, these are people in masks and this is make believe and it's playing and it's makeup and that's ketchup. It's not blood. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah,
they were never like trying to make me have nightmares as much as it became like horror movies became like a fun. That was like what we did for fun was we ate pizza and drank soda and watched scary movies together. And like, so that combined with how they are as people and just being quick-witted and sharpshooting and ball busters for sure. That sort of collaboration made for Dead Giveaway.
yeah. I mean, that sounds like me growing. Like when I was a kid,
Yeah,
I watched horror from a kid. Like I was like 6, 7 years old, like watching Exorcist, like you said, Child's
yeah,
Play, Halloween, and I begged my parents for a Chucky doll, and they wouldn't get it for me. So when I got my first job, I got a Chucky doll.
awesome, very cool, very cool.
And, what I love about horror films, like especially yours, is the sound, like the score, like when you
Yeah.
know something's about to happen. And how did you know the sound that you wanted for this film, the score that you wanted?
That's really interesting. So I think that it was sort of that balance of like making sure that the swell, like your typical jump scare kind of swells and things that happen in movies, trying to like mix that up so that that led to funny moments also, to kind of keep the audience off balance. Also, I think when it came to the music in general, it was just trying to find something that could keep the train moving, keep the pace going to match what's happening with these girls in their day. So that was very much the inspiration for how it went. And then the guys that did the score, Cody and Jamie, are just brilliant. And it was very easy for me to kind of like pepper a couple of things at them and then let them just go off to the races and run away with it.
Nice. And
Yeah.
I love the cast too. Like you got an amazing cast, and
Yes.
Scout is like a horror queen. Like she was in
Yes.
the Halloween films, and
Yes.
Ruby is like starting her to make her name in like the horror world now. I
Yeah.
mean, her father is in one of the biggest television shows ever.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And how did you wind up getting like this amazing cast for the film?
I think it was really the script that did it, not to toot my own horn, but it was a lot of the script took a long time, to tighten up and to make sure that there was nothing there that couldn't be there. You know what I mean? Like that there was no wasted words. Um, and Ruby was the first one to sign on. And when she got involved, it was like, okay, we need to find somebody good for her. And I've been a big fan of Michaela for a long time just because she's hilarious and amazing. And they're both horror nuts. Michaela even more so. She's a big horror fan, and so reading this, she was right on board with it. And then those two talked to one another, and they hit it off. And so it's just like, okay, this is all working out. This is all coming up roses. And then actually, so Scout came on because Buddy, the guy that plays Mark, who sits in the chair and gets tied up
Yeah.
and hit with a blender. Uh, he did a movie with Scout previously, and I was still kind of looking around for somebody. He was like, "Oh, you should ask Scout." And so I reached out to her, and she latched on right away. She was like, "Oh, this is great. I get this." And I was like, "Oh, cool, perfect." And she showed up on set and was just like, bang, like right out of the gate. The energy level changed, and it just became more and more fun as more people got involved. It was just a really lovely cast of very talented and very funny people.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And like with this film, like I love love it. Like, what a great way to start your day off, right? Like, dead
Yeah.
person, a guy tied up, your best friend with a knife in the neck, and is that like how you
Yeah.
wanted to like start the film off? Like, any crowd that watches it, like just right off the bat, like all this stuff thrown at them at once.
Yeah, for sure. I think that the goal for me is I always like movies that just start. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's no fun. Well, it is in certain circumstances, but for this movie, having 10 minutes uh, of prelude to it probably wouldn't have done as much as the punk rock vibe of starting off a song as fast and hard as you can.
Yes,
So
definitely.
that I think everybody's woken up with a hangover and brunch plans and was pretty excited to go get something to eat and had that thwarted by something maybe not as extreme as a dead body, but uh, so I think everybody knows the feeling of hoping that a problem gets solved so you can get something to eat faster. So that was the beginning of the movie was very much it was like a race car to me. It was like just stomp on the gas pedal and get moving.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, I I love films that actually start like that because I to this day, like the beginning of Scream, you never saw that coming. Like Drew Barrymore, you think was going to be the
Yeah,
star of the movie.
yeah. They did the psycho trick for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Is there any scene in this film, like of course, without giving a lot away, like is there any scene in the film that you had the most fun shooting?
Oh my God, yeah. Uh, Without giving too much away, I think when the event is revealed, I can say to you, the night before event, or like honestly, anything where special effects was involved, because our art team was so cool. Like they were so on board with one another and just had such a good vision. And especially my special effects person, Izzy, she's wild and fun. And I remember at one point she came up to me and she was like, "How much blood do you want me to use for this?" And I said, "Yes." And she went, "Great." And then I showed up into the room that she was doing. I was like, "Holy God!" Like it's perfect. So any moment like that, just because I think as funny as the movie is, and as much of a weird little thriller mystery of problem as it is that they're trying to solve, the moments when we got to get messy were probably the most fun on set.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah,
And like I said, like just the way the movie starts, like just throwing it like that, like you're waking up and all this stuff is happening. I mean,
yeah,
how do you go about the rest of your day? Because like all the excitement happened now, and now
yeah.
what's left for the rest of the day? You know?
I mean, you go get something to eat and you take a nap. That's about it. Get something to eat, take a nap, and try to start fresh for the afternoon. uh,
Exactly.
I think that's the best way to handle that.
And I noticed like you're in Philly. That's where I live at
Yeah.
in Philly.
All right.
And yes, I'm a born and raised Philly guy.
Oh, heck yeah. Awesome. So you get the rhythm of how these two girls talk to each other.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
That's yeah. It's so funny because the West Coast versus East Coast people kind of read it differently. Like some people think they're being mean to each other, but then out in Philly, it's like, oh no, they're best friends. Like that's just how they talk. So yeah, so you get it. What part of town are you
Yeah.
in?
South
What
South
part?
Philly. Like I live in that area, like closer to where like the
Oh, nice.
Lincoln Financial Field and all that stuff is at.
Oh, perfect. Amazing. Very
Mm.
cool. Very cool. Yeah, I'm up towards Fishtown.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there's like a lot of bars and food places around there now. It's really picking up that area.
It's yeah, for sure. I think that's Philly in general, though. It's always nice to go visit down south and better. I would say there's a lot better sandwiches down in your area, so I try to get down there as often as I can.
Okay. And is that where you wound up shooting the film? Did you shoot in like the Fishtown, Philly area?
No, we actually shot in Jersey. We shot in Camden mostly. Camden
Okay.
was really good to us, and we were lucky enough to shoot a lot of stuff in Haddonfield,
Oh yeah,
which yeah, John Carpenter's hometown, which was nice.
exactly.
Yeah, so we got to shoot in Haddonfield, Haddon Township, Camden. We pretty much stuck around there. Um, and all those towns were just really kind and welcoming to us. It was very cool. And they still have that, like, it's close enough to Philly. You got the Philly vibe. It's the greater
Exactly.
Philadelphia area. So they got what we were doing very well.
Nice,
Yeah, yeah.
nice. And was there like any funny or cool stories from the set?
Oh my God. Yeah, dude, every day. We had so much fun. Like it was just such I mean, because it was fast, right? Like we only shot in 14 days, so it was we had to move, um, but we didn't do any overtime, so it was very very quick and very organized days. But even with that, we had, gosh, there's just so many funny moments. Um, like well, the one of them that sticks out for sure is there's a part where there's which you know what I'm talking about. There's an arm on a toilet seat, and so we're trying to position this arm right, and we're upstairs. We're on the second floor of this house, and we're like moving this arm around. And there was a monitor downstairs on the first floor, and I didn't pick it up at first, but like I'm looking through the camera with my DP and we're kind of like positioning this arm and we just keep hearing groans from downstairs of like, no, no, no. And then we put the arm in this one position and they just, yeah, downstairs, like everybody just cheers. And I was like, oh, they're looking at the monitor. Like they're picking where we put the arm. And I was like, all right, well, I guess that's where it stays. And so it was just, it was so much, it was just 100 of those little moments of like a wonderful crew, and really great camaraderie. Everybody was having a really good time the whole time, and we had a lot of laughs. It made the comedy part of the movie very very easy to make.
Nice. And the last thing I'll
Yeah.
ask you is where could fans follow you and watch the film at?
Amazing. Yeah. So we're premiering this weekend at the Philly Film Festival. I hope I get to see you there. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
We'll be there on Friday night is our big premiere, the 17th. And then October 26th, we have another screening. After that, we're going to do the festival market a little bit and kind of bounce around and see where we can go. And then you can follow us. The best place to follow us is Instagram at Dead Giveaway Movie. And then from there, you can get links to all the other stuff.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on and doing this. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Rocco, that's amazing, dude. Thanks so much. I appreciate this.